Baby, it's about to be part 2 and ain't no rumblies going on over here. Okay, I've had my toast. I'm ready to go. Empress Justice Tarot. Don't act like you don't know. Okay, boss. So, Empress Justice here with the January 2024 reading. Let's go. Part 2. I had to take a break from part 1 because my stomach was doing all kinds of nonsense and I couldn't have that. I couldn't have that going on. But long-term success, strong-term success in a nutshell. Distillation of the self as we are, but also as a manifestation of our bloodlines. Is basically the nutshell of January 2024. We open our minds, we expand our minds, and we do it through paying attention to what is going on in the world. And in the meantime, we strengthen our endeavors in January with physically exploring our horizons, trying new things, but also connecting with those that we truly love and with the interest that we truly love, and with our personal beauty, our personal appearance, and with the appearance of our homes. So, January in a nutshell. If you want more detail, you can check out part 1. But for now, we're doing part 2. The most important part, arguably, which is the 12 signs. Now, my dearest mum, my beautiful, complex, incredible, strong-willed mother had her moon in Shatabhisha. She was a Shatabhisha native in Aquarius. She had a ascendant, okay, her ascendant in Pushya in Cancer, okay? So not only was she beautiful, but she was the standard, okay? She was the standard. And then on top of that, she had a Revati sun. Now, yeah, she was an incredible force of nature and incredibly beautiful to boot. And all of those signs there, yeah, all of that combined to create one incredible and dynamic human being who captivated every room she walked into, even towards the end of her life. So in honor of her, I'm going to actually start with Aquarius, okay? And then I'm going to go into Cancer and Pisces. So let's do Aquarius first. This is for Danishta, Shatabhisha, gang, and Purva Bhadrapada. So Aquarius, what's in store for you for January 2024? Now, these cards right here are the World, the Knight of Cups, and Prosperity from Archangel Ariel. Now, I'm going to read the notes because my intuition is not working as it should at the moment. So I'm going to go by the notes. We're going to go in nice and easy, and then I'm going to say what I can interpret from the notes that I've read, okay? So from the notes, we've got wisdom, meditation mastery, master teacher, cynicism, winning, introspection, new order, settling down, prosperity, going somewhere new, overseas travel, entertainer, stage, romance, beautiful performer, business intuition, new place, new achievement, bright future, and intuitive friends. Now, my mother passed away this month and she was a Shatabhisha native. But what I can tell you, this is the weird thing about Saturn, right? The weird thing about Saturn is that what other people find to be ruinous, Saturn signs like Capricorn and Aquarius, or Saturn dominant people, they find the blessing in it. And I feel like for many Aquarians during this month, because your 7th and your 6th houses are arguably the most highlighted during this month, I feel like the shedding of your ego is ultimately what leads to all these wonderful rewards that are in store for you in January. The emphasis on not only beauty, that's just so rudimentary. It's not only beauty that has emphasis, it's also the humbling of oneself, or the humbling of the world around us, right? Which is the sixth and seventh thing. It's a humbling of the world around us. It's challenging egos. It's challenging misconceived notions. And I feel like Aquarius, many of you find the blessings in so many blows to the ego, even your own ego. There is such blessing in it. And it's easy for you to kind of, you know, because Saturn has gone direct in your sign. So with this energy, it's a very destined energy. It's an energy that ultimately gives you what you want. And it's like I said before, Shatabhisha can manifest self-destructively, but it's not necessarily self-destruction that it wants. What it wants is to see where the limits are and to see if they can overcome them. And the clearer that the limits are, is the more Aquarius and Capricorn thrives, especially Capricorn. Now, Aquarius, what I see for you is that you actually come into your own in the weirdest of ways at this point. It is through unexpected circumstances that you truly get what you always wanted. And I'm happy to say that those blessings don't always materialize in the same way. You don't have to pass like my mother did, nor do you have to find these blessings necessarily through self-destruction like some other Aquarians do. What you find is that when things are not what you expect them to be, that's when the blessings start to come in your life. That's when you start to realize, oh, okay, there's something that I can use. The limits are clear to you now. The limits are clear to you. So now that you have a clear limit attempting to hold you back, attempting to provide a barrier to what you want to see and experience, now that the limit is there, now you can set about transcending it. And it's that attitude and it's that outlook that brings you wealth, that brings you, some of you experience heightened romantic relationships as a result of everything that you've learned. And of course you experience winning, not in just the shallow sense, but in the sense that, when all is said and done and those limits reveal themselves, of course you become victorious over those limits in your own way. January is an incredibly transformative and profound month for many Aquarians out there. And like I said, Saturn realizes that, things like death or limitation, they're not enemies to us. They're teachers. They teach us. They are the silent gurus. All these unexpected situations that happen in our lives, or rather inevitable situations that happen in our lives, they are our teachers. And it's from learning these lessons, karma too, is from learning these lessons that we become transformed in who we are. And that's exactly what happens to you, Aquarius. You become transformed, you become anew, you become reborn as something greater than you ever thought possible. And I love that for you. I really love that for many Aquarians this month. And I know it sounds pretty dramatic given that this is a monthly reading, but you got to understand that this is a dramatic year. This is literally a year where skin is being shed, especially from February onwards, because it's the year of the snake, Aquarius. So you are definitely shedding skin. You're becoming anew. Your purpose is being revitalized right now. And it's all through you having challenges to your ego, having challenges to, that's what makes you realize, you know what? There's a reason I'm here. Or in the case of my mum, there's a reason I was here. Now, with this card right here, this is about managing your finances. So let me read from this. Prosperity. Your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. That goes with this. that goes with this. So whilst the love in your heart is expanding and it's growing to unforeseen levels, you will attain or have attained an incredible and insurmountable victory in January. There's a victory about this month for many Aquarians out there. Do you understand what I mean? So this is an incredible month for you. I wish I could be clearer on it. So what exactly do you need to know? Like, give me some specific, Spirit. Some of you are going to be moving home. Some of you are going to be moving home for good. Others of you are going to stay where you are, but you might transition into different career paths. Something like that. Like, it seems like, yeah, this is a transitional period. There are big changes afoot for Aquarians. Changes that ultimately lead to your own good. And because you're Aquarians, you embrace this wholeheartedly. So that was it for Aquarius. That was for Dhanishta, Shatabhisha, and Purva Bhadrapada. I'm sorry I couldn't be clearer. It was very dramatic and very sort of vague, but I hope you can get what you were able to get out of it anyway. This is why I have the notes with me, because, you know, my Sagittarian sensibilities, because I'm a Sagittarian native, my Sagittarian sensibilities, they operate in broad strokes. They're not necessarily that great at the details. So I hope that was helpful for you, Aquarius. And I love you guys so much. Peace and blessings. And once again, this one goes out to Mum. I love you, Mum. And I love you, Aquarians, natives, ascendants, and suns. Take care. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye. Okay. Cancer now. So this is for Purnavasu, Pushya, and Ashlesha. How's it going, Cancers? You guys good? So for you guys, let's see here. For you guys, we have the first house, of course, and the second house. So this month is all about your personal power. We also have to remember that the first is about the body and the second is about the face. So it's also about your physical manifestation. Some of you may make changes to your health, meaningful changes. Okay. Now, this can represent death literally, because again, my mother was a Pushya ascendant in Cancer, and she died last night. So this could be death in a literal sense in some of the cases of Cancers, but what I actually get more invariably is that there's more emphasis on actual transformation when it comes to health, when it comes to knowledge of health, when it comes to how we manage our physical and emotional bodies, okay, or how we focus on our physical and spiritual bodies. So there's this emphasis on us coming back to our healthcare and us rethinking the ways in which we take care of ourselves. And I say ourselves because I'm actually a Cancer ascendant as well. I'm a Cancer ascendant too. So just like my mom, I was a Cancer ascendant. Yes, sirree. So there is an emphasis on healthcare. There is an emphasis on us taking care of ourselves during the month of January. It's not necessarily like a New Year's resolution thing. It's more that there's a consideration for, you know, again, there's a rethink, or when it comes to health, there's a rethink. With this right here, with the Six of Swords, yeah, it feels like mentally there's a release somewhere. The release doesn't come from this, because this talks about release of the ego, but no, this is more about transformation rather than release. This is about release. This right here, this card right here, Six of Swords. And it feels like for many Cancers, in spite of what's going on with you guys emotionally, there is more emphasis on, you know, whilst it doesn't matter how emotional, how turbulent our emotions are, what a lot of Cancers might find is that mentally we could be very, very, not sane, but how do I describe it? It's like our emotions are doing one thing, but our brains, our thoughts, our emotions are it's like our emotions are doing one thing and our intellects are doing another thing. What our intellects are doing is taking everything into perspective. It's harmonizing everything. So whilst our emotions could be out of whack during January, our minds are not. Our minds are very clear about what's going on and how to proceed forward. And truth be told, the fluidity of our emotions could be controlled by the clarity of our minds, Cancers. Okay. Yeah, that's what I see for you, Cancer. Our emotions could be controlled by the clarity of our minds, because there is a lot of clarity and there is a lot of peace mentally for January 2024. So regardless of what our emotions are doing, mentally we're sort of very clear. We're very clear about what's going on, why it's happening, and what exactly we need to do in order to move forward. And again, Cancer, I say we because I am a Cancer ascendant. So I'm speaking from a place of understanding and camaraderie here. So yes, Cancer, we experience clarity of mind regardless of what the situation is. And there is a transformation of our health and a transformation of ourselves, really. Or at least a transformation of how we appear to the world. Because with the first and second house, it's all about you and what makes you tick. It's all about your power, your will to bear on your environment. So really, this month, Cancer, is your moment to shine. Okay? Now I'm going to read from the notes. It says here, ending of a caring role, changes to your home, deciding where to move, new location, depression, many endings, much travel, many moves, release of the ego, feeling of isolation, healthy lifestyle, bad mix, wanting more independence, more freedom, less responsibility, moving away from responsibility, creating a new path, long-term goal, protector, guardian angel, working on your own agenda. And then for your most important notes, we've got end of moderation, patience running out, and spying. So because you have so much clarity in your mind, Cancer, there are people watching you who don't really understand what's going on. Why is it that you are so clear-minded and so clear-headed? Invariably, right, it feels like for many Cancers, there could be forces at work against us. But because of the clarity of our minds and the harmony of our minds, it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. So there were machinations going on, but because of the clarity and the purity and the strength of our minds, it didn't work the way it was supposed to. So now we're being watched very, very closely. Okay? When it comes to end of moderation and patience running out, that's actually not you, Cancer. That's not you. That's someone else. That's the person who wanted to destabilize you or wanted to see you fail, and they're not seeing you fail. Their patience runs out and they end up sabotaging themselves because their patience runs out. They end up doing something that really backfires really, really badly. And it's just, yeah, it's not your problem, but you got to keep an eye on it, because if there's one thing that I've learned about people is that never underestimate somebody when they are desperately hateful. Never underestimate that. Never underestimate that. It doesn't matter how stupid their behavior gets. It can always be worse, because, you know, one thing about the desperately hateful is that they will keep going. So keep an eye on it, Cancer. You don't want to keep your eye off it. Keep your eye on it. But just recognize that your strength, your internal strength and your mental strength is getting a lot of people intimidated. And I can definitely relate to this. Like, your mental strength is intimidating people, Cancer. What I am happy to say, though, is that because of this clarity that you have, you're able to navigate this with relative ease, because remember, your first and second are highlighted in Ashlesha and Pava Palguni respectively. You are fluidly moving through your obstacles rather than trying to power your way through them. But that is your way of powering through them, to be pliable and get through the cracks. So once again, you are, you know, once again, you're getting around your obstacles, and you're not allowing anyone to dictate exactly what you're able to do. You dictate what you do. You have many Cancers will invariably find that they have immense self-control this month. In spite of everything everyone else tries to do. It's actually people, again, people who are desperately hateful, people who want you to fail, that are losing control. And they're losing hope. Not you, though. Not you. Okay? So that was for Cancer. That was for Punavasu, Pushya and Ashlesha. I love you, Cancers. Peace and blessings. Mwah. Bye-bye. And the last of Mum's big three, we've come to Pisces. This is for Purva Bhadrapada, Uttara Bhadrapada, and Revati. Okay, how are you doing, Pisces? So first, for you, we have the where I call it there, the 5 of coins, the 6 of coins, and victory. I saw this for Pisces too. There was for Aquarius too. There was a big win behind a small loss. That's what I saw for Aquarius as well, but in Pisces is a little bit more obvious. Now let me look at Pisces in more detail. So first of all, right, your houses highlighted are the 5th and 6th. Those are the houses of vitality. Those are the houses of leadership and careful revelations. And I feel like because Pisceans have been carefully revealing themselves, and carefully revealing what they know, a lot of a lot of card houses are about to fall in January because of what Pisces knows. Pisces is about to rock a lot of people's shit in January. Pisces is about to make that shit happen. Okay, there's a lot of things that Pisces knows. They're about to bring the whole house of cards crashing down all around. But you're not going to be doing it through, being braggadocious. You're not going to do it through bravado. You're going to do it through stealth. You're going to do it through being clever. Okay? You have been waiting for the right time to act on something, and now that the time has come, you're acting on it, and it's as simple as that. Whether it's revelation of information or, finally being able to gain meaningful support for whatever it is you're trying to do. Now, when it comes to your notes, I'm going to read the normal notes, then the important notes. We've got seeking help, depending on charity, helping someone, earning a wage, generous vision, community garden, and charity farm. Now, for your most important notes, we've got losing possessions, much generosity, victory, recognition, sigh of relief, and difficulty finishing a job. Again, because of your careful timing when it comes to revelations that are coming out, you get more support than you thought you would. So it's like, you do get more support than you thought you would. What ends up happening is that you do lose something. Again, it's a small loss and it's a big gain that you end up getting. So some of you end up losing something that you thought was important to you. But what happens instead is that you get huge rewards, not just from spirit, but from people as well, from other people. You get huge rewards in return. And a big reason for that is because you have been really paying attention to spirit. Like, that's a Piscean's natural inclination anyway, but because you've been paying attention to spirit and because you've really been understanding the synchronicities that are surrounding everyone this month, you've really taken the time to understand them. It's led you to some victorious places. Archangel Sandalphon, it's led you to some really victorious places. And this time, Pisces, you're lucky enough and you're smart enough to recognize good opportunities when you see them, and you're even smarter in making the most of the opportunities that you've been given. So Pisces, this is a really good month for you. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold you. This is a great month for you, actually, because you finally win at something. You win. You have, like, the kind of victory that you have in January is unforeseen. Like I said, Aquarius goes through the same thing, but with this, it's even more dramatic. There is a big reward, a big vindication, a big sense of having accomplished something in January. All your stars are aligning, and they're aligning towards your benefit. I'm trying to see what else I can get for you. I'm trying to be still. Maybe Mum can help me out with this. Maybe Mum can help me out with this. She's Revati's son. Yeah. Pisces, some of you come back to your old selves after years of being trapped. After years of being trapped and feeling trapped, you come back to who you used to be. And it's the strangest thing. Something has been unlocked. Something's been unlocked. Something's been taken off you. It's like there was a lock on something or a restraint on something, and now that's been unleashed. And now you get to be you again. After so long of not having the opportunity to do that. It's quite a poignant January where it's, again, victory is big. It's big. It's big. But it's like, yeah, small losses, big wins. The victory is huge and it's transcendent, and everyone will feel it. Everyone will feel it when you gain all the things that you actually wanted. Everybody feels it. Which leads me to this card, right? And Archangel Sandalphon is actually associated with Pisces. So you're definitely in good hands, both spiritually and physically. Archangel Sandalphon, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. You don't need to have faith, because they're heard and answered in tangible ways. They're heard and answered in tangible ways. The generosity that you receive and the recognition you receive, second to none this month. And the reason for this is because you, somewhere along the line, you recognized the strength of your efforts, how much your efforts were really worth. And now you're being vindicated. You're victorious. You are, yeah. You've done your job. And now January is the time for you to receive the rewards of everything that you've done. So let me see if I can. Oh yeah, I also want to point out, that the themes of physical expansion and also the themes of beauty, love, and family, they actually relate to you the most, Pisces, this month. They relate to you the most. And you might be the sign that benefits most from these developments of, you know, of expansion of the mind and of the, you know, you will be the ones who benefit most from the expansion of the mind and the connection with global issues. I feel like Pisceans, January is your month. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I think January is your month. It is your month. So let me see. I said earning a wage, didn't I? You're also gonna be making more money with regards to things that you're really interested in and you really believe in. You're gonna earn a wage at the very least. So good luck with that. Not that you're gonna need it. So yeah, that was for Pisces. That was for Purva Bhadrapada, Uttara Bhadrapada, and Revati. Thank you so much, Pisces. Bye-bye. Leo now. This is for, well, I can't, this is, sorry. This is for Magha, Purva Phalguni, and Uttara Phalguni. Okay. So Leo, for you, we have the Strength card. We have the we have the Five of Wands, yeah. And we have Archangel Uriel, you know what to do. Now, I find this quite telling, and I'll say why in a minute. It says, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Already, right off the rip, we're talking about the 12th and 1st houses of your chart being highlighted this month. Right off the rip, because this is literally about acting on your most basic and rudimentary desires, like just acting on your most elemental desires, acting on your simplest desires, having a dream and making it happen. Even with this card right here, this is a Strength card. This card is to do with Leo. In fact, it's Strength and Hermit. Both of them are to do with Leo. Both of them are Leo. So it's like, really, this is just about you trusting yourself enough to just act and not second guess this month. This is just you following your instincts and just going along with it and just not second guessing yourself at all. Okay. Now let's see from your notes what else we can get. Oh yeah, Archangel Uriel. I believe Archangel Uriel is associated with Aquarius. So it feels like the Aquarian aspect, or anyone associated with Aquarius, it feels like they might be pulling you back from realizing your instincts. Instead of them actually encouraging you to pay attention to your instincts, it feels like they might be trying to pull you back from your instincts. Understand that they're not doing it on purpose, Leo. They're not doing it on purpose. They're not doing it to sabotage you. They're doing it because, you know, they have an inverted understanding of life. They don't have the same understanding of life that you do. And therefore, they don't have the same understanding of what needs to be done and what should be done in comparison to you. They don't have that same sense of that. It's inverted. So I'm not saying to not pay attention to anyone with an Aquarius sensibility. I'm not saying to do that, but you are logical for a reason. You're literally the zodiac sign of the sun. The sun is all about reason. It's not about, you know, intuition. It's not about void shit. It's about reason. It's about logic, supreme logic. So following that, I feel like, is your best bet. Supreme logic is your instinct. It is your intuition. Now, I get it. You're a passionate sign. And truth be told, acting on passion this month isn't a bad thing either. But it's just like, there's a difference between that and behaving on this inverted notion of what the right thing to do is. So, yeah, trust your instincts, trust your first thought, and stick with your first thought. Do not question anything. Don't second guess yourself. None of that. Because again, you are the sign of the sun. The sun is associated with supreme reason. Do not judge yourself. Do what you need to do, and don't ask a second. Don't ask a single other question about it. Just get on with it. Okay? Now, let me see what I can get for you, Leo. All right? So we've got passionate humanity. I'm sorry, I don't know what my nose and chest are doing. Okay, so we've got passionate humanitarian, strong healer, demonstration, caring for the carer, passionate about looking after others, media event, passionate teacher, strong words of courage, success in competitions, inner guide. Pay attention now. Inner guide. You know what to do. Wary acceptance of accolades. Turning your passion into a book, publishing a book. Victory in sports and competitive jobs. World teacher and popular outspoken person. Do I really need to say anything more, Leo? Like, do I really need to say anything more? This is also your month. January is also your month. It's crazy how much you're able to accomplish in just 1 month, actually. But then again, when you trust your instincts and you trust your reason, there is nothing that you can't accomplish this month. There is nothing that you can't do. There is nothing that you can't complete. There is nothing that you can't manifest. And it seems like you are really manifesting because your inner guide is speaking loudly. Normally, your intuition speaks with a whisper. Normally, it doesn't yell. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand anything. But this month, you find that your instincts are commanding you. And usually you don't like being told what to do, but it commands you so persuasively that even as I advise you to follow that inner voice and that inner guide, you'll end up following it anyway because of how commanding it is and how precise and authoritative it is. Your inner guide speaks to you with bass in its voice. This sorry. This inner guide this month, Leo, it speaks to you with bass in its voice. Okay? It speaks to you with like it's like it's not yelling at you, but like there's a power there behind your intuition this month. There's such a power that it's difficult to ignore. And you have every right to follow that. The only thing is that things go your way a little bit too quickly for your liking. So you're waiting for the drop. You're waiting for the drop. Things happen a bit too quickly for your liking. Now, I'm a Maga son, right? So I can completely relate to this because when I was at a New Year's Eve party, remember the New Year's Eve party was like a couple of days after my mum, a couple of days before my mum passed. And I was so happy and I was so high and I was so feeling so fucking good about life because that party was lit. I was feeling so good about life that I was speaking to my friend like outside the pub. And I was saying to her, listen, I'm just waiting for the drop. I'm waiting for the drop at this point. Unfortunately, the drop, it happened to be the passing of my mother, which I was not prepared for. But I said, I'm anticipating a drop. But this is the thing. Invariably with a lot of Leos, there is no drop. There are only blessings to be observed. The wary eye what we need to do is turn away from that paranoia, turn it into humility. Turn it into humility. Turn it into the humility to appreciate your gifts without being boastful. Okay? You don't have to be paranoid that you're going to lose everything, because truth be told, like, even as I say this, having been grieving for the last few hours now, I say this with love, Leo. You don't need to be worried about a drop this month at all. You really don't. You really don't. You don't need to be worried about a drop. You don't need to be worried that something bad is going to happen. And I know it's a bit of a contradiction because of what I said. But if you knew the history of my mum, you know that the drop that I was expecting, it wasn't a drop at all. It was just a shock. And there's a difference. What I'm happy to say is that invariably for a lot of Leos that I'm reading for, there is no shock, there is no drop, there are only wins, okay, this month. This month, there are only wins for you. There are only blessings, there are only positive transformations this month. I'm not saying that everything is going to go hunky-dory and you're not going to have any problems. That's not what I'm saying. But the overall picture for Leo is a very, very blessed one. It's a very, very powerfully positive one for January. And I know it seems contradictory given everything that I've said today, but it really is a wonderful month for Leos. I can't even hold you. It really is a wonderful month. You do so much, you get so much done. And you know, because of that distillation of the self, a distilled Leo, that's the sexiest Leo on the planet. Okay, like there's a distillation of leonine energy, and it's really a pleasure to behold. Like, I love seeing that shit. Like, a distilled Leo is the best Leo ever. Do you know what I mean? So it's, yeah, if I were you guys, I wouldn't question anything. Just enjoy the blessings that come. Just enjoy, you know, the fluidity and the smoothness of the journey this month, because again, there's a lot to enjoy for you. All right? And you do a lot of good for humanity. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about, because it falls in line with the reading that I gave for the nodal axis of Pisces Virgo, right? There was going to be this emphasis on you having great karma because of the good that you're doing. That does come back to you, Leo, because you are already doing great things for people, and all the beautiful energy that you've been sending out to people, you get that back tenfold, which is just, or threefold really. You get that back. So it's a beautiful month for Leos. Please trust and believe when I say it absolutely is. I'm not saying you're not going to go through obstacles. I'm not saying you're not going to go through pain. Pain is a part of life, but the blessings for you, Leos, are abundant this month. Okay? Now, yeah, that's all I can get for Leos right now. So you guys take care. Peace and blessings. I love you so much, Leos. That was for Maga, Padva Palguni, and Uttara Palguni. Bye-bye. Now, Sage. Okay. This is for Mula, Padva Ashara, and Uttara Ashara. How you doing, Sagittarius? You good? So, the cards that I've got for you are the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and You Are Safe from Archangel Michael. Lots of ninth house stuff happening here. Archangel Michael came through on, came through standing on business. Archangel Michael, the presence of spiritual protection around a lot of Sagittarians is heavy. I'm definitely feeling that as a Sag native right now. It's, the protection around Sagittarians is quite heavy this month. First of all, your 8th and 9th houses are highlighted, 9th being this, because Archangel Michael is associated with the sun and thus Leo, which is in your 9th house. So then houses of the 8th and 9th are highlighted, and both the 8th and 9th houses are about power over your enemies, and they're also about vast wealth. So those two things come into play very, very strongly in January, on top of you actually engaging in things that you're truly passionate about and protecting those things through your power. And yeah, is that, you know, it's not going to surprise you to know that I'm going to bring death up because that's associated with the 8th house. But the 9th house brings with it expansion, luck, strong faith, spiritual power, spiritual liberation, or rather soul liberation, liberation of action, freedom of action and thought. So it's like there's a transformation happening with Sagittarians at the moment, and it's big and it's powerful. And in the midst of this, we find we are more protected than we thought we were. All right. Now, let's see for Sagittarians what the notes are here. Oh, and also 8th and 9th is the sign of letting our wildness out. But it's, again, because it's in Cancer and Leo, it's in a distilled way. Yeah, it's about letting our wildness out and being the masters of our own destinies. Or the master of our own lives, ultimately. So, let me proceed, Sag. From the notes, I've got confident or popular person, best friends, preparing for takeoff. You are safe. Strong alliance, moving, empowerment, coming into one's own, being unstoppable, determinedly following true passion, fast-paced entrepreneur, traveling business, business network and word of mouth. And for the most important note, we've got sibling rivalry. Now this is interesting. I feel like there's a lot of love and a lot of kindness in the lives of Sagittarians at the moment. But there's also this undercurrent of, how are they able to do it and I'm not? Now, some of you Saggies could feel that way about other people that you love, or more likely, and you know, and I, yeah, boy, let me not say too much. So some of you Saggies could feel inadequate, or like, truth be told, like be highly in admiration of some of your loved ones. Or most likely there are loved ones who could be envious or in admiration of you and what you're able to do. My thing is to follow the 9th house, learn. Because if we are inspiring one another, then we're inspiring one another for a reason. Spirit is giving us a message through these people that inspire us towards positive changes. You know, they're in our lives for a reason. We are talking to them for a reason. We're interacting with them for a reason. So rather than following the path of jealousy or like rivalry, even though the rivalry isn't really that unhealthy, it's actually quite healthy. Rather than following down this path, instead, learn from those that you love, that you look up to. Learn from them, Sag. And you can even learn from those that are looking up to you. You can learn from them too. There are lots of things that you can learn from them. So take this as an opportunity to learn and to grow and to change into a better person. Okay? And this will especially be the case when it comes to you coming into your own and determinedly following your true passion. There's going to be a lot of that this month. It doesn't matter what happens this month. You're going to be yourself, follow your true passion, and you're going to Some of you could find that this month, or the events that take place this month, are a springboard towards you leaping when it comes to you leveling up. You don't take a step up, you leap up a few steps and you successfully land on your feet right in the middle of the step. So it's like you come into your own, but it's like you take a huge jump forward when it comes to your career or vocation. When it comes to what you're meant to be doing, you take a huge leap forward. And I feel like the reason for that is because Sagittarian folk, if there's anything that you guys know how to do, is utilize a situation to your advantage, and it doesn't matter what the situation is. So I feel like it's your resilience and your utilitarian way of doing things. I think those are the reasons why you're going to find January easier to navigate than maybe you should. Like, because January is January. Like, it's cold, it's slow, it's like pulling teeth. Like, January is literally like pulling teeth. It's so slow and so boring, and there's so much shit to sort out in January. But it doesn't matter what the situation is, Sagittarius. You're going to use that situation to springboard yourself in your career, in your vocation, and even in your love life. It's like you take this opportunity to empower yourself. Now, you were already empowering yourself. You're just taking it a step further now. Yeah, that's all you're doing. You're just taking it a step further. And you're really getting serious about what you have to bring to the table in terms of business or work, or, you know, any kind of professional capacity, but also when it comes to love as well, because you want to step your way up. Purva Ashada was really highlighted during the first part of January. And it's like you're really trying to step your way up, not just in terms of what you do for a living or what you do for a hobby. You're also doing that with your romance too, because you're starting to realize to yourself, listen, I have a plan. And if I'm going to have friendships in my life or romance in my life, I need to have it with somebody with a plan. I can't be having it with somebody who has no plan and who doesn't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So, what else can I get? I think that's it for Sage. All right. So, oh, I love laughing at my own jokes. Like, even when they're not that deep, really, I love doing it. I don't know why, but yes, Sag, that was for you. That was for Mula, Padva Ashara, and Uttara Ashara. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. I'm sorry that I couldn't get as much detail for you as I wanted, but you are spiritually protected. That's A. B, you do extremely well in in anything that you do this month because of your ability to be resilient and your ability to just follow your own lead. Do you understand what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what the situation is, you're going to come into your own this month. You know, so enjoy that, Sag, and peace and blessings. Take care. I love you so much. Keep going, keep living, keep thriving. Mwah. Bye-bye. Taurus now. This is for, well, I call it there. This is for Kritika. I'm sorry. This is for Kritika, Rohini, and Mrigashira. How are you doing, Taurus? Okay, so for you, we have got the 4 and the King of Wands right here. And we've also got Compassion, Archangel Zadkiel. Now, this is interesting because Zadkiel is associated with Gemini, I believe. And you are Taurus. So already I'm feeling like your emphasis is going to be on earning money. But it seems like some of you are letting your anger take over. Like, With this card right here, it says soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. I feel like there's a lot of anger. There's some Taurians, I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of resentment. And some of you have it because there's a, how do I describe this? The congruence with reality is not really there. I know it sounds really harsh to say, but some Taurians, not all, have this lack of congruence with reality. And that lack of congruence with reality results in anger. And it's like they don't know where that anger comes from. Other Taurians are angry because that's more of a righteous anger. It's more of things were done that, you know, that like, I don't know, with some Taurians it's more of a righteous anger. It's more, you know, there were things that were supposed to be done that weren't, and as a result a lot of things have, you know, seem to have gone wrong. They haven't gone wrong necessarily, it's just that things didn't pan out in the way that a lot of you wanted, and it's just making you very angry, and it's making you very sort of resentful. And I get that, Taurus, I really do. But again, this situation calls for softness. And it's funny that I should get this card because your third house is highlighted, and third house and Gemini are often interlinked, right? The third house is to do with your surrounding environment. It's to do with communication too, and communication is definitely very important. But the third house in this context relates to your more immediate environment, your neighborhood, your extended family. And then with the fourth, it's to do with your bloodline. It's to do with your heritage. It's to do with your more immediate family. So family takes up a large part of what is on your mind at the moment and what's going on with you. So it could be in relation to that. Your anger doesn't actually have to be related to your family. It could be to do with your career. But in any case, there is a lot of anger there. And how do you deal with that anger? If you are angry because of an incongruence with reality, then I don't necessarily know what to tell you to kind of heal that. The only thing that I can tell you is for you to be honest with your feelings, and that could be an uphill battle. With regards to those with righteous anger, I think righteous anger definitely has a place, and I think it should be used productively, and I think it should be used towards providing a service to people that makes everyone feel good, including yourself. So that righteous anger there, that is a tool, that is fuel that can be used effectively when done in the right way. Do you understand what I mean? So with that in mind, let's get to your notes, right? So for your notes, we've got actress, architecture, graphic design, exhibition, chaos, community leader, athlete, success, humility, enthusiastic leader, hardworking person, that's definitely you. And we've got for your most important notes, romance, compassion, and dramatic leader. I feel like for some of you Taurians, your romance is the one thing that's, well, no, your career is the second one. I feel like love and career this month go exceptionally well for you. I feel like there is the bulk of your issues revolve around other loved ones of yours. And again, you need to kind of reconcile with that, you know. You need to kind of, some of you need to understand where your anger actually comes from, whilst the people who are righteously angry and know where their anger comes from. No judgment, but you need to channel it in a healthy way that actually helps beyond your immediate environment. You see, this is it. I hit it. So with your righteous anger, Taurus, that righteous anger that some of you have, take that and aim it towards something that is of more global significance, because this is the month to do that. This is the month to think wider, right? Think in terms of wider, what you can do. Think in terms of wider influence. What can I do to ensure that I can do good not only for those around me, but for those outside my immediate community? What can I give them that nobody else can give them? It's a matter of coming to terms with your talents, your hobbies, the things that you love to do. If you haven't returned to that in a while, it might be time to return to those things. Because nobody, truth be told, there are some of you Taurians, when it comes to the things that you love to do, like nobody does it like you. Nobody does it like you. So I feel like for some of you, it might be a time to return to what you really, really love in order to be of service to the world. And I feel like, yeah, because you are a leader of immense power. People trust you. And with very, very good reason. I feel like you have what it takes to step up and be the leader in the world that people need you to be. You have the capacity for it. You just need to channel that righteous anger into global progress. Some of you Taurians, I'm not even going to lie to you, right? Some of you Taurians could move mountains if you put your minds to it. Okay? Now, what else can I get for you? I think that's it for Taurus. So that was it for Taurus. That was for Kritika, Rohini, and Mrigashira. I love you very much, Taurians. My balls, keep giving them the crams. You know what to do. Keep giving them the crams. Okay? And we will talk soon. We will talk next month. Okay? I love you guys. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye. Okay. Libra. So this is for Chitra, Swati, and Vishaka. Okay. So let's see what we can get for you, Libra. So first of all, what I need to point out is that your 11th and 10th houses are highlighted. Okay. I don't know why I wrote Jeremiah here. Why did I write Jeremiah here? What's wrong with the cards? I think I might have written down the wrong archangel for this. Forgive me, Libra, I'm sorry, but the archangel for this is not Jeremiah, it's actually Azrael. All right? And Azrael is the angel of death associated with Capricorn. So your 4th house is highlighted as well as your 10th and 11th. Libra, this is your time of destiny. This is your time of destiny. This is the time where you find out not necessarily who you are. No, actually, with Libra, it tends to be both. When you find yourself with your 10th and 11th houses highlighted, who you are and what your destiny is tend to be the same. Do you understand what I mean? They tend to be the same thing. Who you are is your destiny. And the more distilled side of your nature, Libra, is what you're meant to be doing. And that can be a very difficult thing to navigate, because it's like when your houses are flipped around like that, it's like everything becomes kind of muddled. Now, usually I say you find it easy because sometimes you do, but this time you're not finding it easy. This time you're feeling the effects of what happens when your houses are, when your houses are in opposite signs. Now you're really starting to feel it. You're starting to feel how taxing that duality can be, and how taxing the attempt to balance those, balance those energies can be. You're starting to feel how taxing it is. And it's weighing down on you, if I'm honest. You know what I mean? It's weighing down on you. You have so much to look forward to. and you have so much to do. But right now, it's just a matter of like just processing everything. All right. Now, I have something I need to say about this card. And I know it will touch some of you in a big way. But you need to understand that when it comes to loved ones that are no longer here, you have support from them. They're watching over you. They see what you're doing. And they love you to pieces. They absolutely do. And, you know, it's worth knowing that. They see you. They see you. They haven't left your side. And they may never leave your side. So, with that out of the way, let me get to the notes, okay? So, we've got reinvention, right place and right time, innocence, role play, unknown territory, fear and trepidation, hello from heaven, theatre, being on stage, deepest need, calling out, creative calling, communication with animals, telepathy, power struggles, tying up loose ends, greater good, structure, ambition, rules and regulations. And then for the most important note, we've got politics. So it seems like the Venusian signs are having a bit of a moment when it comes to the wider picture, when it comes to wider influence and taking feelings. In the Taurian's case, it's anger, and in your case, it's fear. Taking those feelings towards doing something of meaningful significance on a more global level or on a wider level. It feels like your capacity to do good is a little bit more dramatic than Taurus. It feels like what you're about to embark on, the journey you're about to embark on, is powerful and significant, and it's going to drive you towards greater things in your own life as well. It doesn't feel like it now, but it will. And the speed at which you find your destiny and which that destiny fulfills a powerful purpose, the speed at which that happens is, it kind of throws you off, but it's not long before you're able to get back on that horse and think to yourself, okay, this is what I need to be doing. Okay. And now your 11th house is highlighted. And the star, whilst it's got both the star and moon here, which are both associated with Aquarius. So your 5th house comes into it too. Your 4th and 5th house comes into it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's opposite forces that are working together the entire time, because your 10th and 11th are highlighted, and then you've got your 4th and your 5th. There's an interchangeable nature going on with regards to those houses intermingling and kind of finding purpose within each other. So who you are is your purpose, and your purpose is who you are. There is no separation between the two. So if you ever find yourself asking who you are, you know, who are you if you don't have this, or if you don't have, you know, the things that you're supposed to have? Who are you? The truth of the matter is that who you are is who you are. Once you have your life purpose, and Libras, again, are quite fortunate to have that be a part of who they are. Once you have that, nobody can take it away from you. And nothing can take it away from you. Absolutely nothing. Yeah. So, let's see what else I can get for Libra. Some of you are coming home to yourselves. Now, some of you might be returning home physically, but I feel like this is more you coming home to yourself, you coming home to who you truly are and what you're meant to be doing. Yeah, a lot of you are going to be doing big things in January. You're going to be making huge moves that are going to affect the wider community at a pretty deep and unforeseen level. So that's what I see for Libras. So let's see what else I can get for you. I think that's it. So that was for Libra. That was for Chitra, Swati, and Vishaka. Thank you so much, Libras. I love you so much. Peace and blessings. Bye bye. Gems now. This is for Mrigashira, Ardra, and Purnavasu. Okay, how you doing, Geminis? You right? Good. Let's see what's in store for the gems. All right, so for you guys, we've got the Emperor. We have got the Ten of Wands, and we have got Haniel. This seems pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to read into it anyway. So, your houses highlighted are the second and third. Now, second and third together is Lover's card energy. It's the teenage zen. It's like it's like middle school shenanigans. That's what I get when I see the no, not middle school, it's high school shenanigans is what I get when I see, you know, the second and the third together. It's recapturing the essence of your youth is what I see for many Geminis, right? It's recapturing your teenage essence, your young adult essence. You know, if you live in America, your co-ed essence. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's recapturing that time of your youth where you felt alive. Some of you might actually be in your youth already. You might not be that much older yet. But it's about coming back to that youthful side of yourself, the side that had all these dreams and had all these passions that they wanted to engage in. Now is the time to engage in them in January. Okay? So let's see what notes I can get for you. We've got government position, achieving in leadership, popular outspoken person, top of a large corporation, army general, control freak, crusade, batteries recharged, passion, top level of religious organization, cornerstone business, owning a franchise, powerful church or stable organization, new contract, the opportunity to work hard, anthropology, taking on too much, public speaker and lecturing. So yeah, career wise, it's all systems go for Geminis in January. It's all systems go. You all got shit to do. What I'm happy to say about this is that a large part of why you are so intent on your career is because you're doing something that you actually believe in. Now let me read this card. Trust and follow your renewed passion, second and third house, in your love life and career. I feel like it's more career than love life, but don't discount your love life is what I'm saying. And I feel like you are making strategic moves, but that fire of passion is well and truly lit. Now, I feel that from my observations, right, I find that there are few better at engaging in business than Geminis. I feel like Geminis kind of wrote the book on how to be business people without actually looking like having successful businesses and making it look like something else. Like, for instance, you could be a cook and you could be the greatest selling cook. Your book, you know, your cookbooks take off. Your cookbooks are bestsellers. You have a chain of restaurants that serves really good food and is doing really well. What you are is a successful business disguised as a cook. And I feel like none of the zodiacs do this better than a Gemini. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. You can literally advertise yourself as one thing whilst becoming another thing. You can advertise yourself as a chef or as a singer or as an actor or as a writer or even as a banker or stockbroker whilst being an entire empire in and of yourself. That's the energy that you're coming in with this month. Now, truth be told, there are 6 companies in the world that own everything. And this is a monthly reading. So Grounding it down realistically, it seems like you are acting on really, really solid and well thought out business plans this month. That's for those who are self-employed. You're acting on really, really solid and well understood business plans. Others of you are doing extremely well in your work, and you're strategically working it so that you can gain more money for what you're actually interested in or gain a promotion. But the fires within you are well and truly lit this month. January is not a cold month for you. It's a month for action. Okay, now let's see. Oh, Lord. Sorry, gems. I just got to reposition myself. This is really uncomfortable. I've had my legs spread for about 45 minutes. I just got to reposition myself. Sorry about that, Gemini. Hang on. So yeah, there is a lot of hard work, of industriousness, and of getting things off the ground this month for the gems. Okay. Now, again, do not discount romance completely. But I honestly feel like when it comes to your list of priorities, I don't feel like your love life is really like right at the top there. I feel like you are more likely to prioritize your career and what you want to do with your life rather than prioritizing other people at this moment. Even though with Haniel is connected with the moon, which is connected with your third house. So I feel like you will definitely be getting to know people. You'll definitely be networking, talking to folk, especially in big city environments. You will definitely be more social. But I feel like when it comes to your love life, if you're single, you're dating around or just focusing on your work. If you're in a relationship, your relationship might take a back seat, in which case the third house becomes really important, because then you have to learn how to communicate with your partner. And tell a lie, Haniel associated with the moon, Gemini, sorry, that is not your third house, that is your second house. Your second house of wealth and of community. So yeah, your hobbies are going to be the key towards you getting what you need to get in this life. But don't neglect communication anyway, regardless of whether or not I've actually made an error during this reading. Focus on what you really love to do. Make sure you communicate with your loved ones, because otherwise they're not going to get it. They're not going to get why you're so busy or why you don't answer your calls if you don't explain the situation. Whenever I'm getting ready to do a reading, I always explain what I'm doing so that they know that I'm not ignoring them. And that's kind of what you need to do, Gemini, because you're going to be very busy. You're going to have a lot of stuff on and you're not always going to have time to make for other people. It's just one of those things. And you just have to be a bit more considerate about how other people will take that. So let's see what else I can get for Geminis. Okay, I think that's all I can get for you for now. Let me see. 10th. No, that's 11th. That's 11th. Your 11th house is highlighted. This card is about Aries. We've got Emperor and we've got Hierophant. It's an in-between card. So this is about your 11th house as well. There's something to do with your destiny. Something to do with your larger peer groups that take center stage this month as well. Yeah, there's a lot of activity happening. You're surrounded by lots of your peers. There are lots of people wanting to do collaborations with you. Just slow down and take everyone at face value for now. Don't make any decisions yet. Okay. So that's it for Gemini. That was for Mrigashira, Ardra, and Purnavasu. So take care, gems. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye. Aries now. Let's see what other signs I've got to do, because I'm really tired. It's been a long couple of days. Sorry, Aries. Let me just see how many more signs I've got to do, and then I'll move on to you. Okay, my darlings? So there's you, there's Cappy, there's Virgo, there's Scorps. Yeah, 4 more. So, so Aries, you are number 9 in the zodiac signs that I'm reading for today. And this is for Ashwini, Bharani, and Kritika. So for you, I've got the 7 of Swords, I've got the 3 of Cups, and I've got Spread Your Wings. Now, I feel like the reason I'm getting this is because some of you Arians are a bit myopic in your worldview. And you need to not expand yourself mentally, but expand yourself physically. Some of you need to get out beyond your front door, so in a symbolic sense. Some of you need to actually be in other places than the ones that you are familiar with. You need to actually take the time to, to be in other places and do different things and explore different things, because I feel like you're kind of hemming yourself in at this point. Now, your houses highlighted are your 4th and 5th. That's to do with heritage and legacy, the heritage that you come from and the legacy that you leave behind. Okay? So I feel like your mind is taken up with this matter, but in order for you to make the most of your heritage and to leave a legacy of your own, you have to be able to open your mind to different influences, because that will enrich the distillation of your character. Okay, it enriches you as a human being. So if I were you, I would definitely take more chances in January, because that's going to be important for you to do. Okay, now let's see what I can get for you from the notes. I have got many weddings, many celebrations, last ray of hope, laziness, dropping the ball, spread your wings, lack of trust in others. You see, this is the crux right here. Lack of trust in others, contemplating marriage, keeping to yourself, going solitary, difficult lessons, re-evaluation of plans, intimacy issues. And for the most important notes, we've got working on own agenda and spying. Aries, I feel like some of you don't want to be alone. Some of you don't want to be by yourselves. And it's very obvious you don't want to be by yourselves. But it could be, for some of you, it could be because you've witnessed how much hurt other people have endured and you want no parts. Some of you might be on that level of observation, or you might have been the one who was actually hurt and you want no parts. Or at least you want no parts on the surface, but the truth of the matter is that beneath that, you actually do want all the parts. You want all the parts. You want the drama because that's a part of life. You want love in your life, and it's like, you can get it. You can get it. There's no reason you can't get it, but it's just, what you're doubting is your ability to be resilient from any hurt that you've suffered. You don't doubt other people. It's not other people you don't trust. Do you understand what I mean? Because you know that people will, people be peopling. And you know that, we all have flaws and we all have shortcomings. And you also know that at some point we will hurt one another, whether we mean to or not. So you already know all that. You're not stupid enough to think that this world should be perfect. But what you're doubting is your own ability to be resilient when you show your flaws or when somebody else shows their flaws. That's the part that you doubt. You doubt yourself. You doubt your ability to bounce back from setbacks or bounce back from, disagreements that you have with your loved ones. You kind of doubt the ability to take on emotionally, like, the responsibilities and the, the heartache that can sometimes come from relationships and friendships. There's a part of you that doubts that you'd be able to handle it, but you're Aries. Like, if you're Aries, babes, like if you can't handle it, then who can? You're one of the strongest signs I know in terms of emotions. So if you can't handle being in love and trusting someone and being let down occasionally, if you can't handle that, what hope is there for the rest of us? January is the time for you to trust that you can handle the heartache in love, that you can handle the disappointment. This is your time for you to realize that, you know what? I actually have a lot to offer, and not only do I have a lot to offer, but I can actually deal with difficulties in my life because I've been doing that, and I've been doing that beautifully. Do you understand what I mean? You can handle it, Aries. You are so much stronger than you know. So right now, take a chance on yourself, like not other people. Take a chance on yourself. If it's love that you really want, January is the time where you absolutely can get it. And it's not only love that you can get, it's love on a sort of marriage level that you could get this month. You could meet somebody that could become your future spouse. You could meet somebody that leads you to your future spouse. You don't know. And you will never know unless you try. Do you understand what I mean? So, let me see. Yeah, so I think that's it for Aries. Let's see what else I can get for you. See what else I can get. Some of you are going back to childhood, but in a happy way. You're not necessarily doing it in a measurable way. You're doing it in a happy way. Some of you take pleasure in some of the memories that you have from the past. And I feel like what will end up happening in January is that you'll end up... Hang on. Oh, sorry. What I find will happen... I'm so sorry, Aries. I'm really, really tired. I'm sorry. What I find will happen is that you'll end up using positive memories in order to get what you truly want. Do you understand what I mean? That's what will happen for you in January. It's from those positive memories that you realize, you know what, I am equipped for this. I can do this. And from the 4th and 5th houses, what we have to understand is that that's not just about heritage and legacy. It's also about love. Those memories from your childhood. And those memories from your childhood combined with what you love to do most, that's your legacy. And it's through that could enable you to find the love of your life in some cases. So, on top of that, you could find friendships that last for a good long while as well. So is that it for Aries? Okay, so that's it for Aries. That was for Ashwini, Bharani, and Kritika. Sorry for all the moving around, Aries, but you get the gist. Okay. I love you so much, Aries. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye. Scorpio. This is for Vishaka, Anuradha, and Jeshta. How are you doing, Scorps? Now, let me position myself. I'm not used to holding the camera. I haven't held the camera in so long. And it's just, it's such a pain in the ass to keep it in your hands for 2 friggin' hours. Oh, sorry, Scorps. Let me position myself and then we can get on with your reading. I am so sorry. It's like, Lord, Scorps. Okay, so let's see. We've got the 4 of Swords, the 7 of Wands, and Archangel Raphael. Raphael is one of the overseers of the archangels, and he's responsible for healing. So let's see what we can get here. Well, first of all, Scorpio, your 9th and 10th houses are highlighted, which is to do with sensing and shaping the future. It's not even like writing your own ticket, as in your destiny and your purpose. Rather, it's about the purpose of humanity that comes to the forefront of your mind. It's the purpose of everyone around you. The part that everyone plays, that is your area of interest. And as such, there's a really strong need within you to contribute to something bigger than yourself. And you are going to realize in what way you can actually do that this month. Now, Taurus had something like this, but with you, you already realize that you have something bigger to bring to the table, and you actually do want to bring that bigger thing out. So that's your 9th and 10th houses. Now we've got to deal with the notes from these cards. We've got slowing down, teaching a no... I'm sorry, Scorpio. I'm really tired. Sorry. Slowing down, teaching a new modality, peace and tranquility, too many politics, rude awakening, abandoning the situation, angel therapy, passive aggressive, lecturing online, toxic relationships, progress in politics, leadership and management, thrill seekers and victimization. I don't like this, Scorpio. I'm not going to lie to you. I really don't like this. And it's not because of you and your behavior. Quite frankly, as I'm reading this, I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you, your attitude, and your willingness to kind of take your emotions and channel them towards something that everyone can benefit from. I really, really admire your attitude. What I don't like is the attitude of the people around you, or the people that are supposed to love you, because it seems like they seem to be congratulating you on the surface, but really what seems to be going on is that they seem to just be trying to cut you down. And they're trying to do that for you, trying to undermine your confidence. Now, you're being very gracious. You're being very gracious. You're being very kind. You're being very sweet this month to people, regardless of how they're treating you. But it just feels like you're surrounded by a lot of jealousy at the moment. I'm not going to hold you, Scorpio. It just feels like you're surrounded by a lot of jealousy. It feels like you're surrounded by people who are just doing the absolute most in terms of being passive aggressive and toxic. Now, every urge in my body, right, wants to tell you to just let these people go. But good luck telling that to a Scorpio. And especially a Vedic Scorpio. And especially an Anuradha Scorpio. Good luck telling you guys that you need to cut some people off because of their jealous ways. Like, again, when Scorpios love, you love for the long haul. You don't care how problematic something gets. When you love, you're in it for life. You don't care how problematic a person gets. It doesn't matter how jealous they are. It doesn't matter how mean they are. You will stay the course. So there's almost like no point in me telling you, you need to cut these people off or cut these people dead. So what I'm going to do instead is, what I'm going to tell you is this. You need to let them know right off the rip that regardless of what they say, you're not going to change course. Make it clear to them that you have every intention of succeeding in your endeavors, but what you would really like to do is bring them along with you for the ride. Make them feel included. Make them feel like they're a part of what you're doing. Make them feel smart. Make them feel useful. Make them feel like they can be a part of your life again. And again, ordinarily, I'd tell you cut them bitches off. But again, you're not going to do that. So instead, find a way to make these people feel useful, like they're truly a part of something. And you'll be surprised at how well they react. you'll be surprised at how much they're willing to, to follow your lead and to, to be less jealous. You'd be surprised. But there are some people who really, really need their asses whooped. I'm not going to lie to you, Scorpio. There are some people who like just really need to kick up the arse. And for those people, you're going to know who they are. You're going to be like, listen, I don't know what your problem is, but you need to figure out for yourself what you want to do with your life. The reason why you want my voice is because you haven't found your own. So I suggest you find your own and leave mine alone. And stop gnawing at my self-esteem like a dog with a bone. I'm coming up with bars today. Don't mess with me. So, like, yeah, you got to let them know, listen, my path is my path and yours is yours. You need to decide what it is you're doing, because I can't entertain this foolishness. That's what you need to do with some people anyway. With other people, you need to make them feel useful and lovely and all that kind of thing. And they'll follow you, whatever it is that you're doing. All right. And you do have you do have progress, not necessarily in politics, but in like leadership positions. Like you do kind of go up the ladder because people are starting to trust you more. And it's having a very positive effect on your self-esteem, because, it's been said that a lot of Scorpios like power, but no, what you like is change. And especially if the change benefits you. So you're benefiting massively from changes that have been observed lately. And you're finding that you're in control in a way that you never thought you would be. And it's making you feel empowered, and it's making you feel... That's why, there's such a gracious energy about you this month. It's because you are coming into your power. But instead of this power making you arrogant and this power making you feel yourself a little bit too much, what's happened is the opposite. Like this inclusion of power in your life has actually made you humble, and it's made you kinder to people. And you were already quite sweet, but like you feeling more powerful, it's made you kinder to people. You're kinder to people this month. Like people come to you with their problems, and instead of you being like, well, we've all got problems, you're like, how can I help you? What can I do for you? Like, I'm willing to lend a helping hand to... this is what I'm talking about when I talk about global consciousness. You're willing to help a hand to anyone who needs it at this point. So January is very much that time where you feel like you can do whatever it is you need to be doing. Okay? You feel like you can lend a helping hand to people. You feel like you can lead. You feel like you can take charge. And again, because you actually feel powerful, you don't feel the need to throw your weight around. You just don't feel the need to do that this month. You only do that when you feel like the underdog. But when you don't feel like the underdog anymore, a lot of you Scorpios calm down when you don't feel like the underdog. You calm down significantly. And I feel like, yeah, your power is growing. So it feels like you're not... You're just not, yeah. You're just not saber rattling. You're not doing any of that. But you do have to watch out for the people who are. But once again, I have given you advice on what to do on that front. So it's up to you whether or not you want to take it. So, what else can I get for Scorpio? There's somebody that you really want to reach out to, that you really love deeply. They might be hurting. When you reach out to them, they're going to be glad that you did. And you're going to be glad that you did. I'll just leave it there, because the angel therapy card, it says, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. But in this particular case, you're the one who's telling people, look, you can give your problems to me. I can take it. And Scorpios are very mature when it comes to the darker aspects of life anyway. So there's somebody that's really hurting that you want to reach out to. And, you do it with open arms, and they're just like, they just run to you with open arms too. They just run to you with open arms. And yeah, it's beautiful. They feel better for coming to you at the very least. And they feel better for you reaching out to them. So if you want to reach out to them, go ahead and do it. They'll welcome you with open arms, I guarantee it. So that was for Scorpio. That was for Vishaka, Anuradha, and Jeshla. Bye-bye. Now with Caps. What's the haps? How are you doing, Capricorns? You doing good? I know you're doing good. You're always doing good. It doesn't matter what the situation is. But let's see what's going on for Uttara, Ashara, Shravana, and Dhanishta. So we have got the Temperance card, okay, for you guys. And then we've got the Ten of Swords. And then we've got Remember Who You Are. Now your 7th and 8th houses are highlighted, which means that soulmate energy is... I don't think it's twin flame energy, but it's definitely soulmate energy if we're talking about the 7th and 8th, because it's about... On the 7th side, it's about significant relationships. And then on the 8th side, it's about deep passions. Soulmate energy. Okay, now like I did say to you that this year would be a year in which love would rear its desirous head. And that you would attract like a very rich love life for, you know, this year. I did say that you would attract that, and you do attract that beginning this month. So your 7th and 8th, you become distilled in your expression of love and passion, and that's what draws the right people to you. That's what draws people to you who really want to get to know you and who really love you and who really want you. But again, you're working so hard and you're doing so much that you're not making time for it. Now, let me get into the other notes. So we've got higher education, humble religion, being victimized, heaven on earth, much darkness, forbidden fruit, choosing what to do next, remember who you are, fanaticism, new beginning, picking up the pieces, getting justice, bad seed among others, corruption, on the wrong path, need for renewal, aggressive salesperson, environment, choosing to change in attitude, moving. Okay, so this could explain why you're not necessarily in Sorry, Cappy. This could explain why you're not necessarily interested in romance right now. It's because you have too many enemies lining up around you at this point. There are so many as well. It's like, I've got the same for Cancer as well, but Cancer's enemies are like, they're weak as shit. I'm not going to lie to you. Cancer's enemies are weak as shit. Like, Cancer is one of those signs where it seems really soft and the enemies seem really strong. But when you look closer and you actually look at the situation, Cancers are usually the ones that have the upper hand 9 times out of 10. And with you, Cappy, you seem really, really strong and powerful. And truth be told, you are. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you, but there are hidden enemies everywhere. Temperance and Devil, there are hidden enemies everywhere. And not only are they hidden, they're obsessive as shit. Like, when you get Temperance and Devil together, fanaticism, obsession, these people are your fans. Yeah? And I'm not talking about in the traditional sense. I'm talking about these people are so obsessed with you. They're watching everything that you do, listening to everything that you say. Everything that comes out of your mouth is somehow a big deal. They're looking, scoping, watching, trying to see what they can, what they can get on you so that they can try to use it against you. That's what I see for a lot of Cappies, because the thing is, your projection of strength invites challenge. Do you understand what I mean? When you show that you're strong and you do it whilst minding your business, there's always going to be somebody coming along wanting to challenge you to, because their self-esteem demands it. And unfortunately, not only are you dealing with that, you're dealing with people who are doing it subtly. You're dealing with people who are sneaky about it, and you only just catch them out. So there are definitely those who are in love with you, who are almost desperately in love with you, and who want to see you succeed. And they want you to just pay them attention for like a few minutes, like just a few minutes. They want you to pay them some attention, but unfortunately you can't do that because you're having to watch your back. You're having to watch, like, you know, what the hell is this bitch doing? Like, you have to watch, it's like, you have to watch your back, Capricorn, at all times. It's really not easy this month because you have so much up against you. You're very successful in your professional endeavors, but again, that's exactly what invites challenge to you. Now there are a bunch of snakes in the midst waiting for you to fail. And you have to remain hyper vigilant this month. You have to stay on your P's and Q's. Do not take anything for granted. Make sure you back up all your work. Make sure you're insured, all the rest of it. Because again, these snakes are on the prowl out here. And they're just waiting for an opportunity for you to be vulnerable so that you can fall. Of course, this is a sign that has Uttara Ashada as one of its nakshatras. Failing is not something you do. Falling is not something you do. So whilst these motherfuckers are out here scoping you and trying to catch you making a mistake, the truth of the matter is that they might be waiting a long time. But because they might be waiting a long time, unfortunately, the more time they have to observe you is the more they are able to find out about you and figure out knowledge in exactly how to beat you. So keep your eyes on the prize, but do not forget about the people around you. When it comes to love, though, if I'm honest with you, I would pursue the love thing. I did say that you should pursue it for this year. I did say that because when you engage with people that you truly love, that love you, you are going to have the most ferocious backup. Baby, Capricorn, when you take a chance on love this year, and this month in particular, when you take a chance on love, you will be surprised at how deep you roll when the time comes. Love allows you to roll deep this year, and especially this month. So take a chance on alliances. Take a chance on, actually getting together with people who really and truly like you, because you'll be surprised at how much they're able to take as a result of how much they love you. Yeah. And also with this card, Archangel Michael, you are a powerful, loving and creative child of God. You are very loved. You are very loved. Emphasis on the word loved, Capricorn. Powerful soulmate energy is surrounding you at the same time your enemies are. Pay attention. Yeah? This romantic energy, this best friend energy, all of this energy is not surrounding you just for the sake of it, just to throw you off your game. It's to enhance your game. Do you understand what I mean? So, let's see. Hang on. I think that's it for Cappy, unless I'm wrong. Yeah, that's it for Cappy. So that was for Uttara Ashada, Shravana and Dhanishta. You take care of yourselves, Cappy, out there, okay? I love you very much, and you've got this. Bye-bye. My apologies, everyone. And now last... Hang on. Hold on. And now last but not least, we have Virgo. Now, I find these cards very interesting, and I'll explain why in a minute. Okay? So, Virgo. This is for Uttara Palguni, Hasta and Chitra. Now, Virgo, your houses highlighted are your 11th and your 12th. These are the houses of rich emotions that are actually put to creative and material use, okay? The 11th and 12th together, moon energy. It's the energy of, you know, your beliefs and the peer groups and your life purpose that shapes those beliefs. So what's being distilled is the richness of your imagination, and that you know, that imaginative richness is being distilled and brought to bear in a way that actually benefits the rest of humanity. But then again, that's Virgo in a nutshell, especially with Hasta. So it seems like the moon plays a really big part in this. Your beliefs are coming to the forefront, and your powerful and rich emotions are coming to the forefront. Now it's a matter of utilizing them towards creative expression in January, and I feel like a lot of Virgos are actually going to do that. Okay. Now with this card right here, take back your power. Archangel Raziel, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. But that's the moon here. That's High Priestess energy. You have power and abundance. And I want to tell you that you're not using it, but the truth is that you are. You are using it big time. It's just that maybe, just maybe, you need to take that a step further. Archangel Raziel is associated with Leo. Leo is in your 12th house. Your house of subconscious. It's time to bring out the regal side of your nature. There's this guy on Instagram called Fabrizio something. I can't remember his name, but he's an Uttara Palguni son. He's Virgo. He's a Virgoan, and you know the way in which he presents himself. He's very flamboyant. He's very imaginative. He's very playful. He's very bombastic. The hair is on point. It's like he brings out so many leonine qualities, and people really mess with that heavy. And I feel like that's the energy that you need to be on. You need to be on that sun-like leonine energy. You need to bring the full force of your personality to bear on the world. And you can only do that when you're having as much fun as possible. So that's the first thing. The second thing is this right here. These are waning moons. Yeah? These are waning moons. It feels like, especially for the first part of January, there's going to be a really strong emphasis on you utilizing your imagination and putting it towards physical work, putting it towards actually creating something. I mean, it's in development. It's in the development stages, because we're talking about the High Priestess here. It's in the development stages. But you're going to be creating something. That's the Magician and Empress. Something that will later turn out to be extremely fruitful in the future. And in January, I feel like many of your manifestations are coming to pass as well. For some of you, you could have been doing vision boards. You could have been engaging in prayers or what have you. But a lot of what you've tried to manifest is coming to pass in January. But January is like the preliminary event. It's not actually like the main event. The main event comes somewhere in July. So right now, your manifestation is powerful and palpable, but it's in the developmental stages. Right now is a time for physical work rather than anything involving magical thinking. So January is the time to get to work. And a lot of you don't need to be told twice, because truth be told, Virgos pride themselves on work more than anything else. So you don't need to be told twice to get to work. You're already getting to work as you're watching this. So, you know what I mean? You could be listening to this in the background, whilst you're writing down your business plans or making plans for what you're going to do in your work or making plans for what you're going to do in your life. You could be listening to this in the background whilst you're tidying your house. Because we know full well that when it comes to Virgos, there isn't a moment to waste. So you're already doing your thing. It's just a matter of doing your thing and having fun whilst you're doing it, especially in the developmental stages. This is what my older brother calls loving the process. And that's really what it's about in January, because even though some of your manifestations are coming to pass, that it's still a process. The end results haven't hit yet, but they will later on in the year. Now, for your notes, we've got business talent, being very skillful, gift of the gab, ritual, talented psychic, skillful woman, take back your, no. Those are the normal notes. The normal notes are business talent, being very skillful, gift of the gab, ritual, talented psychic, skillful woman, grandmother, secret pregnancy, mother, nest is emptying, career change. What's with the secret pregnancy, please? What is with the secret pregnancy, please? I feel Virgos, I feel like either someone you know, or it could be you if you're a Virgo woman, or a birth-giving Virgo, right? You could end up being pregnant unexpectedly. New life could go out, or no, old life can go out just as new life is coming in. I feel like the grandmother and mother are, it feels like ancestral energy pouring itself into particular people. And I feel like ancestral power is pouring itself into you, Virgo. And I feel like because of that, some of you are going to have kids, or like you're going to know someone who's going to have kids. So this new situation could really take you aback, but it is a part of your destiny, because once again, your 11th house is extremely highlighted, and especially your 12th house. This is where magic starts to take place, and it starts to take shape in your life. And we've got the baby here, like secret pregnancy. We've got the baby here. So some of you get pregnant. It's just when old paths are being cleared that new ones are forming. Do you understand what I mean? Like, especially in terms of what you've wanted to bring into your life. Do you understand? And your ancestors are right behind you. They're right behind you, guiding you every step of the way. Yeah. Some of you need to get your health in order. Not just because of like potential pregnancies and stuff like that, but because your career is on the up. And also your frequencies are on the up as well. And these are things that you're going to need to capitalize on in order to reach your goals. And in order to... Hang on. Somebody's speaking. Learn from the mistakes of the past. Learn from the mistakes of the past. Not from your own past mistakes, but learn from the mistakes of those who came before you. Truth be told, right? This is what a lot of people don't get. Many of them are filling in the blanks that their ancestors left or their parents left. But it's one thing for us to do that, and it's another thing for us to actually learn from the mistakes of our ancestors. Some of us do that just by living our lives. But then others of us will need to be more conscious and actively do that. And I feel like Virgos, many of you are the latter. There have been so many mistakes made with both, you know, not just in your own life, but with your ancestors. I feel like your ancestors' mistakes in particular, they're warning you not to make the same mistakes that they made. They're warning you to be smart. And the wonderful thing about you, Virgo, is that you already know how to do that. You already know how to be smart. So it's just a matter of following those instincts and doing exactly what you need to do. Yeah. It's a matter of following those instincts and just leading yourself down the right path. But you are. Yeah. You know exactly what needs to happen. Don't be scared, is what I'm hearing. Don't be scared. It's going to be okay. You have the love of your ancestors behind you. You have the protection of your ancestors behind you. Not just your ancestors either. There are powerful forces at work that are also protecting you and also guiding you. Be kind to yourself right now, because it's going to be especially important this year. Above all years, you're going to be incredibly and intensely powerful. And you're going to need yourself on your side. Be gentle. Go with the process. Follow the process. Things are going to change drastically for you. For the better. Let's not get it twisted. But in January, things are going to change drastically for the better for you. It's just a matter of having faith, remembering that you're being protected, and remembering that you have all the resources that you need to continue forward. This goes with this. The Magician and Raziel. Your 12th house is what contains your power to manifest whatever you want. Whatever you want. Now, because Leo is in your 12th house, you've got enemies who weaponize joy, who weaponize beauty, who weaponize that incredible energy to try to win over you. But when you take that joyful attitude on, you win over your hidden enemies. You even win over your own subconscious. Be joyful. And remember that you've got this. Remember your power. And do not be scared. You're going to be just fine. Okay? I love you, Virgos. Take care. Peace and blessings. That was for Uttara Palguni, Hasta, and Chitra. I love you. Peace and blessings once again. Bye-bye.